Wind energy has become an increasingly popular method to create cheap and clean power. Recently, the National Guard has proposed the construction of a turbine at the Seagirt Army Camp in order to help reduce the energy costs associated with running the base. The camp has been billed as the ideal location, as strong winds off the ocean will create a steady source of energy for the turbine. As our country continues to move towards greener methods to produce energy, the construction of a wind turbine to power a government-run location seems at worst innocuous, and at best a great way to save taxpayer money and reduce pollution. There are, however, two sides to the story. This presentation seeks to examine both the pros and cons of the construction of a wind turbine in Seagirt, and to come to a conclusion as to whether it will be a benefit or a detriment to the town and its citizens. According to the proposal set forth by the National Guard, the wind turbine, which could be completed as soon as 2012, would have an initial cost to taxpayers of $5 million. While the price sounds high, it is estimated that it will be completely offset by energy savings in less than 7 years, at which point it will begin saving money by having the camp operate with no other energy source, and may even operate at a profit if excess energy is produced and it can be sold back to the local grid. Obviously, the financial savings to the state government, which operates the Army camp, are the main benefit of the construction of the turbine. There are, however, many other factors that need to be taken into account in order to develop a conclusion as to whether or not the benefits of the turbine outweigh its detrimental effects. The proposed turbine will stand at 406 feet tall, a height taller than the Statue of Liberty. This structure will dwarf the current tallest structure in the area, the Manasquan Coast Guard Tower. While simply having a tall structure is not necessarily a bad thing, having such a drastic change to the landscape of the shore is something that certainly needs to be examined more closely. The opinions of local residents is all but unanimous. The turbine is not wanted in or around Seagirt. Townspeople have taken up the cause, wearing T-shirts and displaying signs in protest of the turbine. The town council recently passed a resolution objecting to the construction of the wind turbine on the grounds that it will be an eyesore that will not only reduce property values, but will also reduce the quality of life of residents by generating a noise and flicker effect that has been observed in wind turbines elsewhere in the world. The noise coming from wind turbines has been a source of complaints from many people living by them. The noise has not only been an annoyance to citizens, but it has also become a health and safety concern. The sound produced from wind turbines does not cause hearing loss, but the low-frequency vibrations have been known to cause sleep disturbances, headaches, and other adverse effects. While these effects may not be of concern to people outside the immediate area of the turbine, they are obviously at the forefront of the locals' minds. Another known side effect of large wind turbines is the flicker effect created by the blades of the turbine blocking out the sun as it spins. The blades create a similar effect to a strobe light, which is stronger depending on how close one's house is to the turbine. The combination of the noise and flicker effects are obvious causes of concerns for local residents, as they will not only reduce their quality of life, but will also make it more difficult for them to sell their homes at fair market value. The purpose of this video is to bring to light both sides of the story when it comes to building a wind turbine. As a local resident, I believe it is important for our politicians to take into account the people who will be most affected by the construction of the turbine. Until a less intrusive way to create cheap energy is developed, these turbines should not be constructed in residential areas such as Seagirt, as the detrimental effects on its citizens outweighs the financial benefits of having the turbine, and we need our congressmen to stand up with us against its construction. The facts and information presented in this photo story were drawn from these sources. All photos and pictures can be found at the website's reference